I'm going to talk about Medicare Open Enrollment, things that you should do and things that you shouldn't do. So stay tuned. I'm Keith Armbrecht, founder of Medicare on Video. I hope you'll find the information in this video very helpful and presented in an easy to understand format. Turning Medicare eligible is actually a very good thing. You'll likely find Medicare to be a much better alternative for your health insurance needs than what you may have had previously. But there are some choices. So I've created a Medicare Resource Center where I have a complete video library on everything Medicare. You'll also find all the necessary links and the guides and the forms that go along with them. So after this video, take just a few minutes to explore our Resource Center. I'm sure you'll find everything that you need for Medicare. You can also get an immediate quote for your Medicare supplement insurance. Just fill in your basic information and it'll bring up the rates for the plans that are available in your area. It would also be a great idea to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you'll always have access to my videos and you'll get updates as they come along. So again, I hope you find this information very helpful and please let me know if I can help. Okay, now we're at the time of year where we get to talk about Medicare Open Enrollment. And such an exciting time of year. It's the time of year where everyone in Medicare thinks that they have to make some choices. They have to make some changes. They have to make sure that they're in the right place. And for the most part, have absolutely no idea what to do. So I'm going to make that much simpler for you. I'm going to show you exactly what Medicare Open Enrollment's about. I'm going to show you the things you might want to consider doing. I'll show you the things you definitely don't want to consider doing, which might actually be more important than things you want to do. And I'm going to just help you get through the process so that you understand Medicare Open Enrollment. Now, I don't know if you've seen at this point the massive amount of TV commercials that are coming or the bulk mail that's going to end up in your mailbox, mostly from Medicare Advantage companies telling you how wonderful their Medicare Advantage plan is and how you should come join their Medicare Advantage plan. Now that's primarily what open enrollment is about, is Medicare Advantage, but there are some other pieces, so I'm going to show you exactly what it's about. But first, let's watch Medicare's commercial, and it will likely tell you everything you need to know.
These dogs wake up too early.
You know what else is early? Medicare Open Enrollment, now through December 7th.
Can I stick with my old Medicare plan?
Sure, or find a new plan with better coverage, less cost, or both. Medicare plans give you free cancer screenings and wellness visits, and 50% off on brand name prescriptions when you're in the donut hole. It's part of the healthcare law.
So it's time to look, compare,
and choose the right plan for you. Learn more at 1-800-MEDICARE or medicare.gov.
Okay, so you might not have learned everything that you need to know. It's a nice commercial, but unless you want to just go to the park with your dogs and talk to your buddies, you may not figure out open enrollment. So I'm going to run through it here very quickly. First thing we need to understand are the dates. The dates are very important. They're hard dates. I don't know why Medicare makes it such a hard date timeline, but you have to do things within this time period or it doesn't get done. So open enrollment starts on October 15th and it ends on December 7th. Now, why they pick that, why can't it start on October 1st and end on December 1st? I don't know, but it would be so much easier for people to kind of manage that. But starts on October 15th, ends on December 7th. So during that time period, you have to make whatever change you want during October 15th and December 7th. Now, make it a little more complicated. Whatever change you make isn't going to take place until January 1st. So January 1st is when everything gets implemented. And, understand there are thousands and thousands and thousands and millions of folks that are making changes. So yeah, it's hard to manage, and so they need some time to do things, but they make it a little complicated there. So when you do your decisions, just make sure you get them within the timeline. Now here's another picture. Some people relate better to different pictures, so I just want to try and make it as clear in your mind as you can. Starts October 15th, runs through December 7th, becomes effective on January 1st. So that's what you have to do to make things happen. Now I'm going to get a little more specific that when we're talking about maybe coming off a Medicare Advantage plan, going into a Medicare Supplement plan. That's kind of changes the timeline some, so I'll show you exactly what that's about. So what can you do during open enrollment period? Anyone who has or is signing up for Medicare Parts A and B, so original Medicare, can join or drop a prescription drug plan. So that's the time where you can either get into a drug plan or you can change your drug plan or you can get out of a drug plan. So drug plan is a big piece of Medicare Open Enrollment, and that's when you're on original Medicare, not a Medicare Advantage plan. So anyone with original Medicare A and B can switch to a Medicare Advantage plan. So if you are on regular Medicare, maybe you have a supplement, and for some reason you'd want to go into a Medicare Advantage plan, you can go into a Medicare Advantage plan with no questions asked. So you can join a Medicare Advantage plan during open enrollment, effective January 1st, with no questions asked. Anyone with a Medicare Advantage plan can drop it and switch back to just original Medicare. So you can go the other way. If you're in a Medicare Advantage plan now and you don't like it, and that's generally the direction that things go, is people wanting to come back to original Medicare because they've gotten into a Medicare Advantage plan and it's not always as nice and shiny as what they make it out to be in the beginning. So during open enrollment, you can get out of your Medicare Advantage plan. That's the only time during the year. So, you know, in April or May, you cannot get out of a Medicare Advantage plan. You have to stay until the end of the year. Now, you have to make your choice to get out during the October 15th to December 7th, and then it becomes effective on January 1st to go back to original Medicare. Now, where it gets a little more complicated is when you come back to original Medicare, most people want to have a Medicare supplement that covers what original Medicare does not. Now, if you're already in Medicare, and specifically Medicare Advantage, and you're coming out, in order to get a Medicare supplement plan, you now have to go through underwriting. So you have to answer medical questions, you have to be in relatively good health, and you have to be approved to be able to get a Medicare supplement plan. Now understand, this takes time. So especially during open enrollment period, there's a massive amount of people that fill out applications, want to get a supplement, have to go through underwriting. Sometimes that decision can take 2 or 3 weeks. So when you're facing this deadline of December 7th to get out of your Advantage plan, before you want to do that, you want to know that you have approval for a Medicare supplement plan. So you cannot wait until December to put in an application for Medicare supplement, because you will not get your answer in time to get out of your Medicare Advantage plan. So the number one thing you do not want to do is disenroll from your Medicare Advantage plan before you have approval on your Medicare supplement plan. So, and I'm going to go through this a little bit more in just a second. If your goal is to leave a Medicare Advantage plan and get back into Medicare Original A and B, and then have a supplement that covers what A and B do not, which most folks do, you need to do it in October. You need to do it at the latest early November, because it's just makes it crazy for everybody to push those time limits, and they are hard time limits. And I've had many people over the years put in an application in December and we don't get an answer before December 7th. So they cannot leave. I mean, they could, but they may not get their supplement. So you need to do it early. So anyone with Medicare Advantage can switch to a new Medicare Advantage plan. That's another thing you can do. If you don't like your Medicare Advantage plan and you think there's one better, you can jump over to the better one during open enrollment, effective January 1st. Anyone with Part D prescription drugs can switch to a new Part D prescription drug plan. That's one of the bigger pieces here, I think, because with prescription drug plans, they all differ and they cover medications differently. Some are Tier 1, some are Tier 2, some are in the formulary, some aren't in the formulary. So you want to make sure you have the best drug plan to cover what your current medications are. And if things change during the year, you may very well need to change your drug plan. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that as well. So here are where you may be, kind of your two places. You're either going to be on original Medicare right now with A and B. You would likely have a Medicare supplement that covers what A and B do not. And you may or may not have a drug plan that goes with your original Medicare and your supplement. Or you're on a Medicare Advantage plan. So those are kind of the two places you could be right now. Some people confuse Medicare Advantage with Medicare Supplement, that they're on a supplement, but it's pretty easy to see on your Medicare card. So take a look and see, or your supplement card that you got, it's going to be Plan G or Plan F or Plan N, or you're going to have a Medicare Advantage card. So take a look and make sure you understand where you are first. So things you can do or want to do or look to do if you are on original Medicare A and B with a Medicare supplement. So that's all you have. Good news. You don't have to do anything. Medicare supplements automatically renew every month pretty much. So it's a month kind of thing. They can never get rid of you. You could only get rid of them. So unless you stop paying premiums, you will continue with that for as long as you want to have it. So there's absolutely nothing you need to do if you are on original Medicare and a Medicare supplement plan. Good start. Part D drug plan. Now, if you're on original Medicare with a supplement, you may very well have a Part D drug plan. If you want to take a look to see if there is a better drug plan, it's a good idea. There's no reason not to take a look to see if there's a better drug plan. And it's very easy to do directly through Medicare. So you can go direct to Medicare, and I actually made a URL here to make it easy for you to find the page at Medicare that you want. So just go to this URL and it'll bring you right to the page where you do a drug plan search. And make sure you have your medications with you, because when you're doing it, you will have the opportunity to put in your medications. And if you want, I have a video on how to do all this, and it's pretty easy. You just go to drugplanvideo.com and I walk you through the whole thing. So it makes it easy. And I absolutely recommend you do it yourself direct, because if not, if you use a broker like myself, and I don't sell drug plans just because there's so many different ones, I couldn't have the best for everyone. And that would be my concern, is that somebody sells you something that they offer and it may not be the best for you. So the best way to get the right one is direct, and then you have access to every single drug plan, and it's really easy to do. So just go to drugplanvideo.com and it'll show you exactly how to accomplish it. Now, if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, this is where things kind of become a little more complicated. The majority of open enrollment is for people either changing Advantage plans or wanting to come off of Advantage plan. So this is when you need to do things early. If you're going to go from one Advantage plan to another Advantage plan, not that complicated. So you don't have to necessarily do it quite as early. But if you want to get out of Medicare Advantage, get back on Medicare Supplement, this is the time that you need to do it in October, early November, so that you have time to get your application approved for Medicare Supplement. And a lot of times you might not get approved. So I'm going to put up a little list here of some of the medical questions, and it's pretty much big stuff: heart, lung, blood, cancer, Parkinson's, diabetes with insulin. Bigger stuff, kind of like qualifying for life insurance to be able to get into a Medicare supplement plan. So my number one advice to you is to just do it early and make sure that everything gets done the way that you want it to get done. So I hope you found this information helpful. And if there's anything I can do, just let me know. I'd be happy to help. Certainly with your Medicare supplement, I'll make sure you get everything done in the proper fashion, in the proper timeline. Just visit my website at medicareonvideo.com. You can get a quote right there for your Medicare supplement coverage. So it makes it very easy to get things done. So I hope you found this helpful, and have a fantastic day.